Marianne's gonna record herself. If anybody do not want to be on camera, you feel
I'm
free to
I'm
turn it
pinned,
off.
so nobody else will be on.
Okay, good. So let's let's introduce Marianne. Marianne Burroughs, DTM 4. 4 DTM titles. We'll be giving her speech from the Motivational Strategies Pathway, Level 1, Intro to Vocal Variety and Body Language. The purpose of this speech is to practice using vocal variety and body language to enhance a speech. And a speech can be persuasive, humorous, informational, or crafted in any style that appeals to you and supports your speech content. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, let's welcome Marianne Burroughs. Her speech title is Vacation. Let's give a hand to
It's
Marianne.
5 to 7 minutes. I don't think you read that.
5 to 7 minutes. Yes, I got it.
Okay. Fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. Vacation. How many of you love vacations? I know I do. You get to see new places, smell smells, find new people. It's a wonderful opportunity to grow. But before you go on vacation, you need a couple things. You have to decide who am I going with? You have to decide where you're going. You have to save up some money and take some time off of work. So you flip through the magazines and find just the perfect destination. And you put that on your dream board and you look at it every day. You save your pennies and eventually, yay, you got it all together and it's time to go on your vacation. Work has been taken off and you get out your checkboard and you have to cancel the mail. Check. You have to find somebody that will water the flowers and take care of your house. Check. You make up a report for the people at work so that they can take care of all your work while you're gone. Check. And you have to find time to pack. Now, for me, there's some people that can pack for a 3-week trip with a suitcase the size of a small shoebox. That's not the way I am. No, 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 no. I'm more like the opposite. My suitcase looks more like a small car. When I get it filled up, you need a sumo wrestler to pick it up. Thank goodness they have those wheels on the suitcases these days. But let me explain why my suitcase has to be so big. You see, I need to have my coordinated outfits. And then I have to have a couple extra outfits because sometimes you put a color on, you just can't wear it that day. Or maybe you go to zip your pants up and they just don't fit quite right. You have to have some extras. Then, of course, you have to have your shoes. You need beach shoes, you need sandals, you need regular shoes, you need walking shoes, you need your dress shoes, and of course, some boots and a couple extra pair because you might put one of those on and your toes are a little swollen and it pinches. Got to be prepared. Then we have jackets. We have lightweight sweater, lightweight jacket, heavy jacket, and then of course hair products, makeup products, accessories, and unmentionables. Finally, you've got it all together. You zip up your suitcase and it's off to the airport you go. Now, I remember my husband and I went on a trip right after the shoe bomber. Security was very high. We were standing in line, and an officer approached us and assured us that both of us were randomly chosen to have our bags checked. Oh boy. The officer took us down the long corridor into this tiny little dingy room where a man was sitting waiting for us. As soon as we walked in, he snapped on his rubber gloves and he proceeded to undo the suitcase. And then he took out every item one at a time, each and everything, including my unmentionables. Ooh, who wants somebody to touch that? He eventually must have been convinced that we didn't have anything suspicious. So then he began to put everything back in, one at a time, one at a time. And finally, he got everything back in there. Of course, it wasn't quite as nicely arranged, and he zipped up the suitcase. Then he proceeded to do the same thing for my husband. Finally, we were done. They escorted us back into line. Now, you would think, because this wasn't our fault, that they would put us at the front of the line. But oh no, they put us all the way back at the end of the line, and it was a very long line. We waited in line and finally got to the front, and the gal at the desk said, "Oh my gosh, you better hurry. They're going to close the gate. The plane is ready to take off." She gave us the gate number. We went tearing down the hall, got to the gate, and as soon as we arrived, the gal's going, "Hurry, hurry, they're going to close the doors. They're going to close the doors." And we hopped in the plane, the door shut, and the plane took off. As we sat in our chairs, getting our composure, we started to think of all the wonderful excursions we would be having in the next week or so. Finally arrived at our destination, and woohoo! We are on VACATION. We begin to go on all of our excursions. Oh my gosh, everything is so cool and new and different. It's so exciting. After a couple of days, though, we start to realize, the pictures in the brochure are actually a lot nicer than the ones in real life. And, eating all that different food at different times of the day, my digestive system just wasn't feeling quite right. But, I mean, we're on vacation, right? So we continue to go on our excursions. And before you know it, tomorrow is our last day. Oh my gosh, we cram everything we can into the last couple of days, and then it's time to pack again. But packing on the way home isn't quite as hard because you just put everything back in that you already brought there, except for you have to add souvenirs and things you bought. So you cram down the suitcase, zip her up, and away you go to the airport. Sitting on the plane going home, you're thinking about all the wonderful things you've experienced. And then suddenly it hits you. Oh my gosh, all the things I'm going to have to do the moment I get home. I have to make a list to the grocery store. I have to go to the grocery store. I have to pick up the pets. I have to make sure they bring the mail. I have to check with the person that watched over the house. And then all of a sudden you realize, oh my gosh, I have work tomorrow too. You walk in the door, open up your suitcase, and put piles of dark clothes, light clothes, colored clothes, things that need to get put away, things that are souvenirs, and those little bottles I have to fill up for my next trip. So you prepare for work in the morning, and you go into work in the morning. It's like, oh, work again, ugh. Expecting fully that coworker who you left a 5-page, very detailed report of what they were supposed to do while you were gone, only to find they did not do anything, nor did they even look at the 5-page report. So you are so overwhelmed. Your head is spinning. Now you have everything to do of what is in front of you, plus you have to make up all the things that were not done while you were gone. And suddenly it occurs to you, oh my gosh, I need a vacation. Madam Toastmaster,